My husband was accused of having an affair.
Wonder why.
And trigger warning for Alzheimer's and dementia. My husband, Jeff, 59 male, and I, 62 female, have been together for 26 years, married for 25.5. He is one of the most wonderful people I know. By the way, this comes from Bookkeeper Shot 5579, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. I'm Sophia.
I'm Riley.
I'm Carly.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we'd do, so let us know what you would do in the comments. And OP says, I had a very rough, dysfunctional, harmful childhood. It took years of therapy and tons of support from Jeff to get to the other side and really learn how to love and trust. I also have ADHD, OCD, and suffer from severe anxiety and PTSD from my traumatic childhood.
Man.
Jeff has always been supportive and actually maintained a great sense of humor, especially with my ADHD. He actually was the one who suggested looking into a diagnosis. I was diagnosed about 10 years ago.
All right.
We met when my daughter, Thea, 34, was 8 years old. I have been a single mom, so Thea and I are very close. We went to family counseling right after we married, at his suggestion, because we wanted to assure we integrated our family and learn how to do that with steps. To say that it has been amazing is an understatement. Jeff and Thea love each other so much. It took a while, but we really worked at it. I tell you all of this to give a brief glimpse of why I trust Jeff implicitly. We have gone through so much together. There were times that I thought there was no way he was going to stay, that this would be the straw that broke the camel's back. But he has never left my side. When this man stopped us, he asked if my husband was having an affair with his wife. What? Like a random guy? Both this man and his wife are well into their 80s. We thought he was joking at first, and both of us started laughing. We then realized that he was serious.
Interesting.
At first, he tried to say that it occurred during lockdown for the vid while I was at work. I told him that was impossible because I'm a teacher and taught remotely from home for over a year. We asked him why he thought this was occurring, and he said that his wife, who is in the late stages of Alzheimer's, confessed to him.
Oh.
My God, we cannot be taken her word as just, as God for this.
If someone has Alzheimer's or dementia, it's sort of like multiplying by zero. Whatever they say, multiply it by zero. Guess what you get?
Nothing.
Zero.
Nothing.
It's
All
always,
nothing.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
look into the other thing first.
Maybe we don't take everything that she says at face value. We asked if he knew a time frame when this supposedly occurred, as we have motion cameras around our house and we could get footage so he could see that his wife has never been to our home. He said he didn't know and couldn't ask her due to the Alzheimer's. This whole thing was so surreal. I was furious. I told him there was no way this happened and my husband would not purposely hurt me. He said that's what all people say when confronted. I'm just going to go back real quick. One more time, guys. Jeff's 59. And this man is accusing him of sleeping with an 80-something-year-old, for sure, who has Alzheimer's. This is who he's being accused of having spicy sleep with. All right, well, I'm going to keep reading.
Wait.
Okay, I'm not going to keep reading.
Does she look like Betty White?
Were you Googling Betty White?
I forgot her name. It's been a minute. But if she looks like Betty White and I'm 60 years old,
Yeah,
there could be a possibility.
could be. There was a lot more back and forth, but he refused to back down. Even though there was absolutely no evidence other than a confession from a woman in late stages of Alzheimer's. I am not naive, nor am I blind. There are 0 red flags. My husband treats me so well, and we do everything together. I 100% believe this so-called affair never occurred. My question is, what do I do now? Do I get a restraining order to assure he stays away from us? Of all the crazy that has happened in my life, this has to go to the top of the list. Am I wrong to want to get a restraining order against an 80-year-old man? And there are some relevant comments, folks. But what do you think?
Dude, guys. Wait. There was this 50s. Sally Field. Yes.
Sally Fields?
Okay. If this woman
How old
looked
is
like
she?
she's 78.
Well, but this is woman's mid-80s. We need
Okay.
to find out
Well,
in
still,
80s.
if this woman came up to me, I'm sorry, Angie. There could be a possibility.
Google Betty White at 68.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, Google Sally Field. Sally Field. I would go
There's
back
a lot
in
of
time.
very attractive older women, to be clear.
Sally Field's definitely one of them.
However,
I get a hall
this
pass for
woman is
Yep.
in her 80s and has Alzheimer's, so maybe
So-
not the best person to have an affair with. If you were choosing,
I'm gonna play devil's advocate.
okay, I'm
Do you
scared.
think that there was a possibility that Opie's husband did cheat with
But
this
not
woman,
oh.
with this guy's wife, like 20 years ago, or
But,
like
how
way
long?
before, and then now she feels bad and she's confessing it like all these years later.
I don't. How long have they
That's-
known these people?
I don't know. It sounds like a random neighbor, but that is the only possibility that I could see of cheating. Carly, do you have any thoughts on like any possibility of cheating?
It's only you with Betty White at 68.
Yeah. I mean, it just doesn't seem like they even really know these people.
Yeah, I would agree.
But there are some comments. Juliet Jane01 says, I mean, do you need a restraining order? You were in front of his house, right? Did he threaten you or say anything to make you think he would bother you? Maybe he's also very confused. Possibly. OP says, yeah, he told Jay not to go near his property or he would be sorry. We're honestly just worried that he may own a firearm. It's impossible to not go near his property. I don't want my husband hurt. Deleted says, the thing is, it, well, could have happened. I was mistaken several times for my ex-girlfriend's grandmother's younger brother when I went to visit with her. It was awkward, but we navigated it even after she threw a minor fit that I was dating my own grandniece.
Could you read that back?
Ex-girlfriend's grandmother's younger brother.
Okay. All right. I'm there now.
And it was wholly inappropriate and screamed the house down. Alzheimer's chews Swiss cheese holes in the cerebellum, and to cope with it, the mind patches in convenient identities and fills in the gaps. Edit, yes, I'm aware that this is not accurate in a strictly technical or medical sense. It's called a metaphor, people. Human minds are fragile, and we stretch and borrow to cover up holes in our memories. His wife might well have had an affair 20 years past or more, and the OP's husband might have looked like the man and replaced the identities. And her husband, hurt and wounded, confronted them because even though he knows that it's not the OP's husband, but he can't not, because not only is he absolutely wounded by the confession, but also that he knows it isn't his wife's lover. Or even that his wife had an affair, but this is the only way he can cope with her dementia. What a truly awful situation for all of them. OP, her husband, the accuser, and his wife. There's just no good side here. Everything sucks here, but nobody does. And there is a comment from OP. We were discussing this afterwards. I really am ignorant about the effects of Alzheimer's, but I thought that perhaps this could be the case. My husband works from home. During lunch, he takes laps around the neighborhood and thinks maybe that is where she saw him.
Ooh.
Yeah, probably. Shelly
Laps?
says...
Time out.
Yeah.
He takes laps around the neighborhood?
Yeah, he's got his shirt off. He's sweating. He looks at her all sultry like. Shelly says my grandfather had Alzheimer's that caused him to believe things that never happened. He didn't understand that it wasn't true because he remembered going through it. This is one of the few times I'd say to let it slide. If you see the man again, just say that you looked through all of your camera footage alerts and there was nothing suspicious. You can't say for sure she didn't cheat, but you can say it wasn't with your husband. OP says, yeah, I like this idea. He must be so lonely and then to be dealing with this. I think he wants to believe her because that would mean she's normal again and remembering things, even if they are bad things. And there is an update.
Sonia did say something earlier. Probably lonely.
Yeah, absolutely. Dealing with a patient that is losing, well, like just dealing with a patient that's losing their memory is already hard, but dealing with a loved one who's losing their memory is incredibly hard to deal with.
He's just lonely or afraid of losing her. He's going through his own issues.
Yeah. First, I'm reading all of the comments and taking them to heart. I read all of the people thanking the Reddit community for their help and insight, and that is not a lie. You all have shared your stories and really educated me about these horrible disorders. I never realized how horrendous Alzheimer's and dementia are, and not only how they affect the person with the disorder, but the devastation this has on those that love them. You have helped me understand how this man and his wife need our compassion and grace, which I agree. I did speak with a person in the neighborhood. I was worried about getting anyone involved officially because, as many pointed out, this could cause more harm than good. She assured me that they do have children and friends that do check on them, but she actually has not seen them around a lot lately. She will reach out to them. Next, I was walking around our neighborhood. Some people suggested that I do not walk by their house, but that would be impossible. Think of it like a thermometer shape. It's a long street with a cul-de-sac at the end, but in the middle is this big island with 5 houses on it. Anyway, at one point, the gentleman knocked on his window and pulled the top down. He asked to speak with me. I said that may not be the best idea, as he essentially accused my husband of a horrendous crime. Well, it's not a crime. It's just, a horrendous thing. He said he would only take a few minutes and it was not something bad. I told him I would not go on his property and actually backed up to the middle of the street. He asked if I would be okay with him going on to his porch, and I said yes. He immediately apologized. He said my husband's demeanor was what made him realize that there was no truth to what his wife said.
Okay.
There we go. This guy's just going through a lot.
Oh.
He said what many of you have told me about Alzheimer's helped him realize what his wife told him could not have occurred. I told him I was so happy that he realized this because after all I had learned in the last 12 hours, it was breaking my heart that this may be the last memory he had of the person he spent almost his whole life with. He thanked me, so I am thanking all of you who made me realize that compassion and grace should be the go-to. By the way, you should go to listen to full episodes with stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime. But there is a little bit left to this story.
Man, who knew this was going to be a little cute,
Yeah,
sad,
just sad.
apology story?
I mean, it's just a guy who's, really going through a lot
Yeah.
and is lashing out at people clearly. But it's good that he apologized.
Loki, I'm glad he had the balls to apologize.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of guys can do that. Not a lot of men have the emotional intelligence to apologize. It takes a lot of humility.
Mm-hmm. But there is a little bit left to the story. We actually then had a nice conversation and all together talked for about 15 minutes. He asked me to apologize to my husband for him, and I told him I would. And we said, see you later. He had a really big smile on his face. Again, I don't think this would have ended this way without all of your input. Even those of you that called me a Karen, that's okay. I used to teach at a behavioral school. I've been called worse. And that is the end of that story, but I don't know how you would be a Karen from anything that we read in this story. But that is it, and I think you did great.
Dude,
And I'm glad that he apologized.
low-key,
Yeah.
really hoping that the husband did cheat.
Oh,
And
you just want drama.
Yeah, that one, good story. 4 out of 10.
Boring.
4 out of 10, man.
Where's the drama?
Yeah,
Where's the cheating?
Where's the cheating? Where's
This
the...
one's too wholesome.
Yeah, like, I get it. We need some of those here and there. I'm glad it turned out that way, but for entertainment purposes, would not make it to TV.
But we got another story, folks.
We
Coming
got
right
another
up.
story. We're going to get Miss Carly set it up for us on the
Woohoo.
next one. I refuse to let my husband control my surgery decisions.
It's my decision.
I, 42 female, want to have a front airbag reduction surgery. I would not be asking my husband, 40 male, to spend any money on me. We both work and we put aside an equal amount of money for private accounts, for private savings and spending. Please do not make it about money. By the way, this comes from Saltleg72, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. We're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we do. So put what you know in the comments down below. I've been talking about this surgery since I turned 40, but I've dreamed about it since I was 15. Whenever I spoke about it, he would sit silent and listen, supported me, I thought. Then he asked if I wanted him to go to my first consultation, and I was very happy. Consultations are usually private here, but he wanted to tag along for the first part of the consultation. When I talked to the doctor, who is an internationally respected doctor, my husband sat silent at first. Then he asked when the psychological evaluation would happen. The doctor was puzzled and explained that I am an adult. My husband got irritated and almost yelled, "So you would not mind operating on people with body dysmorphia?" The doctor
Dude.
and nurse were shocked, and I was livid.
This man is very attached to your boobs. That's a crazy take, dude. She probably is having a reduction because she has back problems.
Back
or
problems.
Like many other reasons.
Probably so.
That's ridiculous to be like, you can't do that. She's got body dysmorphia.
She's got body dysmorphia. Yeah, I don't think like when it comes to front airbag surgery, there's no mental check.
Well, I mean, just any sort of you should be telling the person like what goes into any sort of surgery or medical procedure. However, usually the doctor is like, okay, like what are the what are the reasons why you want this? And then
Yeah.
a person's like, well, I've been having a lot of back pain, and then they're like, okay, well then these are what we can do. This is what the reduction would help with. Blah blah blah. Like
Yeah.
a doctor's already gone through all of this with her, and I'm sure if there was like red flags, they would have been like, okay, let's get you.
They don't just
Yeah.
give out reduction surgeries left and
No.
right. It's a
No.
whole process. I'll tell everyone why these stories affect me so much at the end.
Whoa, hate to stop you right there, but we gotta let you know something. we're giving away $100 to one of you guys. Yeah,
That's like a lot of chilies.
it is. What do you have to do? You got to go to our public live streams, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 3 p.m. PST.
You know what else you can get with that?
What's that?
A lot of sushi too. That's a nice sushi dinner right there.
She's naming some really good stuff right now. So just click the link in the comments or the QR code and fill out the survey with your name and number.
Pair of new shoes, maybe.
We'll call you sometime during the end of the stream, and one of you lucky few get this $100. Again, we will give you a call, but that's about it. Pretty easy.
You can get a cool hat, like his hat.
All right, back to the story.
When we got home, I was destroyed. I'm scared that I've lost my opportunity with the best surgeon in the country and probably one of the best in the world. My husband insisted I need therapy, that he will not allow me to have the surgery because I look perfect. I asked him what he meant not allowing me. I was very angry and crying. He said, well, I will do anything. Tell your family you are mentally unstable and I will leave you.
And at that point, your marriage is over. And you gotta, unless he wants to go to a lot of therapy himself and agrees to that, that is just completely unacceptable. To threaten, one, to leave you, it's already like, okay, well then let's just do it.
Yeah.
And then to say that he's gonna tell your family that you're mentally unstable, bye.
My professional opinion as a woman doctor is if you are with a significant other and they have fallen in love with you and your appearance, it would be, I could see the point of view where it could be very hard for your partner to be like, no,
because he only
less.
cares about your appearance. That's what
He
it
only
feels
cares.
like.
I will say, if my partner came up to me and was like, hey, the junk in the trunk is too much, I need to reduce the junk, I would be upset. I would try and do everything in my power respectfully to not let that happen, because I'm like, the junk in the trunk is beautiful. I don't think there's anything that needs to be removed. I think
And then what if she says, it's gotta go because
Too much.
it hurts me.
it's too much.
Too much junk in the
It
trunk,
hurts
Riley.
me. It hurts my back. It hurts my
dude.
legs. I can't walk. I can't walk, Riley. Do you want me to stay in a wheelchair all my life? You'll never even see it.
It's just,
Yeah,
'Cause
if
I'll
she's
be
always
sitting down.
sitting, you're never gonna see the junk in the trunk.
Yeah.
I would have to go through the stages of grief.
Yeah. But you wouldn't say, you can't do that, and I'm going to tell your family that you're mentally unstable and leave you.
Agreed. Okay.
I think we know you love Angie more
Yeah.
than her junk in the trunk.
You
That is
love
true.
Angie
I would
more
cry
than-
though. I would cry.
And that's okay.
I would cry. So I
By
think,
yourself in your room.
yeah, well, hopefully with her, and then I could talk to him and be like, guys,
You
I
have a
miss you.
ceremony.
She's
Yeah.
too busy worrying
Yeah.
about her junk in the
Yeah.
trunk.
Yeah, but this is, it's very worrisome. Okay, so thankfully I made a new appointment, and the doctor was too kind. I have my new appointment on Wednesday. My husband is livid and said he will never look or touch me again. Am I the a-hole for refusing to listen to my husband? No.
No.
Nope.
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 Bye.
This guy thinks that,
Divorce.
yeah, this guy thinks that there's only one gender in the whole population, and it's men, because women are his property, it feels like.
Yeah. He's like, well, you have to do what I say, so I'm your husband.
Yeah.
Shut up, man. Get out of here.
That's weird. Carly, what do you think?
He only likes her front airbags.
Clearly.
That's all he sees the
Mm-hmm.
woman as.
Yeah.
Comment number 1. Do you have any mental health issues? Opie says, yes, I have depression.
And he's probably not making it any better.
He's probably going to run with that now.
Yeah, he's like, well, you're sad.
Oh, but edit has nothing to do with the front airbags or parents. Does OP have physical health issues that are giving her issues? No, just cosmetic, no health issues. I don't like big front airbags. Commenter 2, not the a-hole. Firstly, I would bring it up to your family before he could. Whether it's mom or grandma or even your dad or your sibling, get their thoughts first on the situation with your husband. Second, I would suggest couples therapy. I wouldn't worry about individual therapy. You have been sure about this for years. Meet up with a doctor again without your husband to redo the consultation.
Yeah.
I would love to have a front airbag specialist on the podcast. And it would be interesting to ask them, like, how do people's partners, like, react to it?
Yeah.
You got to get one that makes him bigger and smaller. You can get both sides of it.
Yeah.
Mm.
But how do they react? I mean, yeah, I think it's like the same as you reacting to like Angie changing her hair color, you know?
I was thinking that, or
Or
whenever
like
she
shading
shaved
her
her.
eyebrows. It's like, whoa, it's a
getting
big
nose
it's not
piercings.
that, like, someone said in the chat, like, you know, it's not that you can't have a reaction to your partner making a big change. It's just that you can't be like, you're not allowed to do that because I said so. That's where that's crossing a line.
The commenter has a question. Has he ever acted like this to something before? like a minor change you make to yourself or around you. Opie says, no, never. But then again, this is the first time I want to alter my body with surgery. I know he thinks Botox, etc. is gross, and he has expressed that clearly, but I have already told him that if I wanted to do it in the future, he can keep his opinion to himself. Of course, now I know his silence is just him biding his time, because he has been silent every time I talk about front airbag surgery until it was becoming real. Comment 3, what if you needed a mastectomy? Would he be pissed off that you lost your front airbags? Is he silently implying that he only loves you for the size of your chest? And most people only go down to a C cup, which is still plenty. You were definitely not the a-hole. I think your husband is the one with the issues about your body. OP says, I asked him, and he said that it was a ridiculous comparison because one is life-saving and one is vanity. Well, yeah, he called me stupid making this ridiculous comparison. Comment 4, you might lose an extra couple 100 pounds in emotional baggage along with the front airbag tissue. And I could consider that to be a good thing. Men truly don't understand what it's like to have large front airbags. I think it was like Bethany a while ago. We were talking about, boobs being big.
Bethany?
Yeah, it was a commenter.
Oh.
I remember it because I made a funny comment.
You know, Bethany.
Yeah,
You
Bethany.
know Bethany.
She had to deal with that weight for a long time. And she said that what guys could do is wear sandbags.
Yeah. So that you feel like how the weight of it. And also like running, going downstairs.
Girls.
Are you gonna have the guys?
But you can't do sandbags. If you're gonna do it, you gotta get like the drag queen. Yeah.
The fake ones.
Yeah.
The fake tatas.
Girls,
Uh-huh.
imagine a party where you're the man. The men that come to the party have to wear front airbags,
I love this.
and the women get to have
And
shoes.
you're all wearing maid outfits.
Wait, hold up. This isn't your fantasy. Okay.
It is now.
But the women get to wear.
Okay, fine. Only one of you is wearing makeup.
I think I know who gets to wear
We'll
it.
spin a wheel the morning of.
Ew. But the women get to wear like not stilts, but like things that like make them taller than the guys.
Yeah.
And the men have to know what it feels like to be the women.
Okay. I'm
Okay,
gonna be
so what I'm
6'2".
hearing is Halloween this year.
And
on the
we're all wearing Packers.
Yeah. What do we think?
I like it.
Yeah, that'd be funny. Okay. Why does OP's husband think his opinion of her body should outweigh her own opinion? OP says, he said because plastic surgery is addictive. And since I have mental health problems, it must be, therefore, I want to change my body. And of course, he admitted that he thinks my body is beautiful and it shouldn't be altered and that they're not that big to begin with. Commenter 6 says, how big are they after all, OP?
Not really any of your beeswax, commenter.
I'm not asking to say your wish is not valid. I did the surgery myself. I just want to understand how much of an a-hole your husband is. And OP says 75 EF. Euro numbers 34
Okay.
DD. DDD is
Still
approximately
big.
Double D and triple D.
That is wild. So yesterday I was here complaining about my husband and my gut feelings were right after seeing the reactions here. My husband is crossing a boundary by trying to control how my body looks. This morning I told him this. He just sat silently and listened to me. Then he said that he wasn't trying to control me or coerce me. But at the same breath, he said he loved my body, and if I am not taking his opinion into consideration, then he knows that I don't care about his opinion. He said he would not look at me the same way or touch me, which I guess head out.
Yeah. Bye. That's it.
Yeah.
I feel like, we've made our decision. He's leaving.
I said that I don't want to be married to someone who doesn't want to touch me. Then he said that then we won't be married. He added, but remember, I love you, and you're breaking up with a man who loves you because of superficial changes you want to make to your body.
That's so funny. That's so funny for him to be like, yeah, you're being superficial. As if he's not being superficial.
He said he would stay for the recovery, then move out after Christmas. I said I was going ahead with my surgery, and he just shook his head. He cried later in the garden. You guys have a garden? I can't believe him. He sounds final. Like he's been thinking about divorce for a while. I've been waiting for the surgery for 2.5 years because of how busy this doctor is. My preliminary surgery is in November, and I have a consultation soon. I'm going ahead with my plans, and he can go ahead with his. According to him, I'm free to choose whatever I want to do with my body. He is free to leave when it doesn't suit him anymore.
This is true. And he can leave right now because I don't want to look at him anymore.
That's
Bye.
True. Many are asking about the surgery. It is a front airbag reduction. And no, I'm not doing it for medical reasons since I have no back problems or head pains. I am not that big to have these problems. It's purely cosmetic. This is the most important part of my issue with him. I know you mean well bringing up health benefits, but this is about my right to control how I look. He would 100% have supported me if it were for medical reasons because he has in the past. Looking to the future, you can go to your favorite podcast platform, search up OK Storytime, and listen to more crazy, ridiculous stories about husbands, wives, cousins, uncle, dads, whatever. We got them there. Go check it out. Now we have some comments. Carly, Sophia.
I mean, again, it doesn't really matter what the reason for your surgery is. It's your decision. It's your body. And if he doesn't, agree with it, or he's not happy about it, and his love is only, this deep, then then this marriage wasn't gonna last in the first place.
Yeah.
What's he gonna do when you are old and you no longer look like that, or when you let's say that there is a health thing, or you have to get a mastectomy because of cancer, not that I'm God forbid, but what if any of these things happened? Would he stay because of those? You say he's supported for other reasons, but when superficial things change, I don't know if he's gonna stick around.
Yeah, you're still gonna have boobs after the surgery.
Yeah.
Well, not with the mastectomy. But
No, she's not getting him.
Yeah.
Well, you mean in the hypothetical
In
case?
that, yeah.
Yeah. The second that she said, I've heard all the risks of this surgery and it's still something that I want just because I want it, that should have been the end of that conversation.
Exactly.
I mean, some people even will get mastectomies just if they have the gene for cancer. Are you going to be mad at her for not wanting to get cancer?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's not the reason for this one. But
there's so
again,
many different
just
reasons
I
that,
want to was enough.
Why people who are born with boobs get reductions or get rid of their boobs entirely, and it's really not anyone's decision. The only decision that he has any right to make is to leave her.
Especially, wasn't he saying that she had dysphoria, body dysphoria?
He was saying that, yeah.
Right. So then getting the surgery could fix that, and then maybe she wouldn't have that anymore.
I don't think that was his point.
Yeah.
She doesn't have that. She confirmed that. I think
For
he was
sure.
just trying to find a loophole.
Yeah.
But it's funny that he's like, you can't do that. You have dysmorphia, and she's like, and that would help with it. If she did have it.
Yeah.
Goodness. OP clarifies the reason for the surgery. I have no medical reasons for the surgery. It's just for cosmetic reasons. I'm only saying this because for me, the reasons shouldn't matter. He would probably side with me if it was medical condition, but his issue is that it's just cosmetic. My issue is that I want to be able to decide how I look because he has read that the recovery could take time. Yes, I know about the scars. I'm thinking more about my appearance with clothes on, less unwanted attention at work. I'm very sensitive to being described as she with the jest of big front airbags and a grin. Dolly Parton, how do you think she went about life?
Happily.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
But also, Dolly Parton had breast
enhancers.
She had enhancement.
You know what she did? You know what the most baller move Dolly Parton did?
What?
I heard this. I forgot who I heard this from. She would let the men look at her front airbags for 2 minutes. She's like, all right, look at them. Because right before a meeting, she's like, go ahead. Just sit. It's like, all right. And then get to the meeting. Because I think she hated people.
Yeah.
I also heard that if she's not in her full getup, you wouldn't recognize her.
Yeah,
on the
she looks
street.
very different.
Which does make me wonder if maybe they could also be some fake, fully removable ones.
I honestly, I think she's been pretty
Like the drag queen.
Yeah. Which is she's pretty into the drag culture and stuff. But I do think she's been pretty open about it.
I'm sure that a good amount of that is just her.
Yeah,
She's pretty dolled up.
Dolly.
I have talked about the scars with my doctor, and they have come a long way with minimizing the look. I have after my C-section that looks fine. Commenter 1, he is 100% free to leave, you're free to do your surgery. That's just how life is. Commenter 3, he's definitely going to spin it that she's the reason for divorce and how horrible she is. He just can't love her if her front airbags are smaller. God forbid she ever gets front airbag cancer because in his eyes, that would be scarring her body for nothing. Opie says he made it clear that I will be the reason because he said, I hope you can live with yourself. Is OP in therapy? I am in therapy since childhood. My husband does not want couples counseling. He wants a psych evaluation. Anyway, he is getting his wishes since I got an email from the nurse about booking an appointment for evaluation before surgery.
Ugh.
I agree. he always wins.
That sucks.
That's crazy.
Why don't I listen to him? You should just be like, go back in and be like, hey, I'm breaking up with this guy. I
not
just want to
going
get
well.
my surgery, please.
Do you think they're doing that just because, I don't know, it's like a sniff of a possibility?
Yeah, probably.
Just
They
to
don't,
save their
they don't
backs.
want. Yeah, but I mean, like, it shouldn't be too hard. Hopefully, it's just one thing.
Hope he responds to a downvoted comment about having the surgery for vanity, but not health reasons. My reasons might be silly to you, but I'm tired of wearing loose clothes all the time. Here's a small example of something that happens more than I care for. We wear uniforms at work. Our clients are 99% men. Even if the shirt is modest, many of the men won't even realize that they're taking alternate looks at the chest area and actually the face while they're talking. My office has a glass wall and near the reception desk. One time I heard one client talk to the guys at the reception about having an appointment and he wasn't sure of my name. So with a grin, said, you know, she's with blank, blank, blank. Then he made a big front airbag gesture and both he and the receptionist laughed and did the gesture again. Hush. I know this is a problem not exclusively to me. I know it is a problem every woman has faced, but it doesn't mean that because it happens to everyone that I can't find it seriously hurtful.
Yeah.
That's the end of that story.
Yeah.
Yikes, dude.
Don't need to do that. That sucks.
Dude, I just wish men were more respectful towards you.
Yeah.
And
But I'm glad that you're divorcing this guy.
you're
Woo!
making one change at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Getting rid of all the yucky men out there. Golly, I cannot imagine sitting in a professional setting.
Yeah. Yeah. And doing that. Come on.
Dude, that's crazy. Ugh.
My wife demanded sharks in our backyard pool or she's leaving me.
Get some sharks, man.
No, I'm sorry. Executive ruling over. And for that, sharks, I'm out.
Yes.
To start off, my wife, 31 female, and I, 32 male, have been together for 5 years. And things were going pretty great until recent events. We met during speed dating and both quickly took a liking to each other.
All right.
Ooh. We both have great jobs and plan on having kids pretty soon, maybe within the next 2 to 3 years. Also, we don't disagree on many things and rarely argue. Sometimes, of course. By the way, this comes from Deleted, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we'd do, so let us know what you would do in the comment. And OP says, so my wife and I just bought a house in Florida, and she's crazy about anything aquatic. I'm talking whales, fish, lobsters. She just loves things of the sea. One of the first things she told me about herself on our first official date was that she loved the seals.
Aww.
I'm not quite sure what that was supposed to mean. Was it some type of save the seals slogan you might hear for pandas? Anyways, that didn't really strike me as too odd since I am an animal lover myself. In our first apartment, we had a quaint fish tank that housed around 10 fish, but she always wanted more fish in the tank. I said, look, we can't have any more fish in the tank. They need space. She agreed, and the issue has not been brought up since now.
She wants a whole ecosystem.
Clearly, she's like, I want the entire ocean in that tank.
Bring out ocean. She just wants the whole ocean.
Yeah.
Don't blame her. I'm just curious how big the pool is. And
Well, it's right now that she wants them in her tank, the fish tank.
oh, and the
We haven't
fish
even
tank.
reached the pool. Oh, okay. Well, okay.
I-
Here, we're about to get to it.
Yeah.
As I said above, we just recently bought a house in Florida. One of the most striking features that we love about it is the giant pool. It isn't the greatest looking pool, but it is definitely large. One of the first things she mentioned after we purchased the place is, how cool would it be to have our own aquarium?
Uh-oh.
I don't think you can legally do that, girl.
Well, in Florida, you can get about away with anything.
It's true. I go on to tell her that it is not wise for us to have an aquarium for various reasons. It didn't seem to make her extremely angry, but I could tell that she was a bit annoyed and frustrated about the whole ordeal. A few days later, she brings it up to me again, except this time she has a legitimate plan all written out. I was taken aback. She used Word to type up a detailed plan on how we could get this aquarium to work, bullet points and all. It went over the cost, the type of aquatic creatures we would house in the aquarium, what type of contractors and licenses we'd need to pull it off. The craziest part, she wants to use the pool. No.
I would hear her out because listen.
You hear her out and then you say, yeah, after hearing that,
Well,
can't do it.
well, you have to. You're out. Sophia, if you wrote a Word document about something you were interested in,
Yeah, you listen to it.
yeah, I'd listen to it.
And then you say this isn't gonna work.
I
Say
would.
for that shark.
Yeah, for that sharks, I'm out.
That shark in the mouth. Being the nice guy I am, I'd probably go to a professional,
Yeah.
someone that works in this area, and also ask, hey, how much is this going to cost a month? What does it look like? What are the rules? What is this? Like,
Yeah.
how much
Just so you
trouble
have like
can we
a
get in?
reasonable reason that you can come back to her with for saying no.
Yeah, because I've seen a lot of times where we read a story where someone got a snake, couldn't take care of it, and someone had to like talk to him that was like a snake professional or like took in snakes.
Yeah.
And he kind of talked him down. He was like, hey, this isn't good for the snake or this, blah, blah, blah,
Exactly.
blah, blah,
Just
blah.
tell her like, hey, it's not good idea for the animals that
Yeah.
you love so much. You love the seals?
Yeah,
Seals don't love pools.
and hearing that from a professional,
Great.
I would highly recommend it.
I told her that I thought it was really sweet that her love for aquatic creatures had given her the idea to have her own aquarium in our pool, but I wasn't willing to spend nearly $20,000 to do so,
Oh,
nor would I do it regardless of the cost.
$20K?
Honestly, I thought it would be way more to have an aquarium in your backyard.
That's crazy. But if it's a dream aquarium, it's like having a dream car.
Yeah. The most shocking part is that she wants sharks in a separate pool that we would have to build. Why the heck would anyone want giant sharks in their backyard?
I thought she was thinking this
I
kind of
thought
shark.
she was thinking like a little reef shark.
Yeah.
She's like, I want a great white.
Do you understand how much space you need for that?
So much space. She told me that this was one of her dreams ever since we had met, that we would own a pool and start up some type of backyard aquarium setup. You can't do that.
You literally need to own the aquarium of San Diego to have sharks in there.
Yeah. Her first sign was apparently, you said you love the seals too.
What?
This woman is crazy.
What does that even mean? That seals and sharks are two different animals.
So now I'm thinking in my head that I married someone so that they could have a potential aquarium partner. She's now gone as far as saying that she will leave me if I don't agree to this. This woman is like maybe insane. I don't even know what to do at this point. She claims that I'm crushing her dreams. I'm just so confused about all of this. We have been great for 5, going on 6 years, and she wants to leave me because I won't agree to having an aquarium and building a separate pool for sharks. Is it even wise to try and work this out anymore? I feel like I'm being put into a corner right now and cannot do anything about it. She won't even pick up my phone calls. Should I cave and build the aquarium? I need your help, Reddit, and there are some relevant comments, folks.
Real quick, whenever I first read this title, I literally had nightmares as a kid. There were sharks in my neighbor's Roger's pool
Yeah.
and that they were there waiting on me.
Well,
I also was
What?
terrified that there were sharks in the pool, but only in the deep end.
Yes, in the deep end
Interesting.
specifically.
And you were
yes.
safe if you made it back to the shallow end and the sharks didn't get you.
Exactly.
interesting thought processing going on from that side of the room. But in this case, it seems it would be true if a wife got her way. And I think if your wife is willing to end your marriage or end your, is this wife?
Yeah. Why?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If your wife is willing to end your marriage over kind of an insane dream, like, I don't know, maybe she could become like a freaking aquarium worker.
Okay.
Yeah, marine biologist.
Going
Yeah.
off of that, this is my wife, not my girlfriend. I can't
Yeah.
just break up. I have to put a little bit more effort into preserving this because it's not a direct like she cheated kind of vibe.
Well, she wants to leave him though. She's saying that if I don't get my sharks,
So-
I'm leaving you.
I'd break it down. Hey, what is the real reason you want to be near sharks in an aquarium?
Yeah.
What's this dream you got?
What's this dream about sharks?
Do you want to go back to school and become an aquatic marine
let's
life
get you
person?
closer to sharks.
Yeah. Do you want to work in an aquarium? Like,
Why don't we swim with sharks?
Yeah, what do we have to do in order to get you your dream? Because what you're asking is unreasonable. Because I'm not a billionaire and I just can't do that.
Yeah.
There's definitely jobs at aquariums that don't require you to be like anything with a degree.
Exactly.
Yeah,
She can definitely find something.
yeah, she can feed the sharks. I don't know, but I would want to know what her deep desires are and try to work with her here.
Take this
Agreed.
woman on a tropical vacation of sharks and
Let her swim with the sharks. But OP says when responding to a deleted comment about this being animal abuse, That's a pretty good comparison. And what you said about animal abuse is one of the many reasons I told her this was not going to work. It's one of the reasons I'm having such a hard time grasping this. If she loves them so much, why would she want to go about abusing them in that manner? I actually brought this up to her and she said, I can't believe you don't think I'd properly care for them. After that, nothing has been said on that specific reason.
Dude,
Top comments.
sorry. If you wanted a shark
Yeah.
tank, you'd literally need a pond.
Let me see. I want to know, can we look up the legal amount of room you need to like house a shark in?
A great white.
A great
Well,
white.
She wants a big shark, so
Okay.
maybe not a great white. I don't think she could legally have a great white.
That's a big
Amount
shark.
of-
But like what are big sharks?
Tiger shark?
Okay, let's say tiger shark. She wants a tiger shark in her backyard. How much room do we need?
A tiger shark requires a massive tank, starting with a minimum of 160 gallons for a juvenile and escalating to a minimum of 960 gallons for a fully mature adult.
That doesn't seem like a lot of room.
So, yeah, one, that's already not
That's
a lot of room.
minimum
Yeah,
requirements.
minimum. That's a minimum amount of room. The space that you're going to need, do you even have that space on your property? Now you have to also create a pool that size or a tank that size. And then also the water bill. Whew.
Oh yeah, and then
The amount of food that they need.
and they need to be salt water.
And they need to be salt water. Oh my goodness.
This
Top
makes no
comments.
sense.
Robot Warrior says backyard sharks would be a great band name. She's bananas. You can try to negotiate an aquarium plan, which isn't ridiculous. You can get her to talk to marine professionals about the logistics of her plan so she sees how it won't work. But honestly, if she's threatening to leave you because you don't want a swimming pool full of sharks, I don't think anyone would blame you for taking her up on that offer. We're all joking around about how insane this plan is because it's pretty hilariously insane. But on a serious note, how is her mental health? Because the only people I've known who have said anything on the level of let's fill our pool with sharks have been people who genuinely have serious mental health conditions. This sounds like, at the very least, an obsession. Could you encourage her to see a professional? You might need to do it under the guise of suggesting individual therapy alongside marriage counseling. That she has always loved fish, but never made a suggestion on the scale before may indicate some sort of recent change in her thinking. And to be honest, I feel like the fact she thinks this is reasonable and realistic is bordering on delusion. Trickster says, first off, you can't build a freaking aquarium in your freaking backyard. The zoning laws alone would be a nightmare. She may have a plan, but is she a marine biologist who will know how to keep the pH levels, salt levels, the basic mechanics of what chemicals are safe for the animals? What is she going to do? Keep sharks? Even tiny sharks will eat all the other fish and need the dark because that's where they live.
Well, if you read it, Redditor, they said about having it a separate pool.
Secondly, there are shows dedicated to showing what is going into building one of these massive projects. They are usually done for companies that have some money to burn. Go watch any episode of Tanked on Animal Planet and you'll get an idea. Third, I knew a family that invested in an indoor aquarium, one that took up a wall in their basement. They had tanks, repeat, tanks to recycle the water. It was beautiful, but holy heck, it was expensive.
I recently went to a rapper's house that's being sold, and they had like an aquarium wall,
It's crazy.
and their whole house was ridiculous. There was an elevator for just 3 stories. Insane.
Don't have time to walk up those stairs.
They really don't. And they had a whole backyard. It's near
It's near
Christian
my
friend.
house.
Huh?
It's near my apartment.
That place is?
Mm-hmm.
It's near Christian's friend's Ian's house. Remember he moved to
That's in Encino.
that's where
far.
that's where the house
That's
was.
not near you.
Oh wait,
It's
are
in
you not
Encino.
talking about where
Yeah.
you guys just went?
That's near Encino.
We're thinking of different people.
Yeah, no, not that rapper. I'm talking
Okay.
about
I thought they were talking about Baby No Money.
Yeah.
He lives
I'm
near
talking
me.
about Kid Leroy's manager.
Okay, no.
Kind
Okay, yeah.
Baby
That's
No
like-
Money lives near
Wow,
me.
that's like the
Not
valley.
that one.
They had 3 pools there. It was
Yeah, no, you
insane.
can get a lot of space.
It was
in
a
the
$10
valley.
million house. Anyways,
Encino also is just like a pretty pricey
yeah.
place.
But like I was like an aquarium wall.
Fourth, do not give into her crazy dreams. There are people whose business is in fish, who love fish, but know their limits when it comes to taking care of them. A divorce and or couples counseling who be a combination cheaper than the insanity she is proposing. Binary blasphemy. Is no one going to say that OP's wife may be mentally ill? This is not a normal request. It's effing bananas.
But a part of me feels this is her dream.
Yeah.
And can't people dream in Florida?
Can't people dream big? Deleted says, I'm a psychiatrist, and I was thinking she's either mentally ill or just not very bright. Deleted says, I can see the headlines now. Florida man unalived in backyard shark attack.
That's a good little trend.
It's a good phrase.
Is
or a good headline.
Wait, have you done this before? Your Florida birthday? You look up your birthday and put Florida Man beside of it, and it shows you what that
Let's
person's
see.
done.
Pause.
Carly,
What's
do
yours,
it for
Riley?
you. Here, everyone, let's do it real quick.
Okay.
In honor of Florida, since this person is in Florida.
You do birthday
June?
Florida Man?
So you do,
29.
yeah, you can do that. You can do Florida
2001.
Man, or just put in, don't put your date, just put in the day. Like, don't put in the year.
Oh, I did
I'm
the
putting,
year.
well, but then it would be a bunch of, okay.
What's yours?
Florida man tries to smuggle substances into jail with prosthetic leg.
Florida man wasn't for 2001, it's just June 29th.
Yeah, this is just the general one.
Florida man who made grilled hamburgers stole from a Wendy's, then robbed Wendy's. Authorities say they were looking for hamburgers that stole money from 2 restaurants in Florida. What?
Okay, mine says Florida man brings drugs to beach and locks himself in his own trunk. Then the sun goes down. He locks himself in a trunk.
Mine's not that interesting.
Mine was from 4 years ago, so not from the year I was born.
Mine was last year, but that's still good. I think it's a great tradition. Everybody, what's yours? Tell us right now.
Tell us right now.
Anyways, let's get to this update. I just wanted to honor our Florida people.
Update. Hello again, everyone. Thank you so much for all your responses. I never would have thought I would receive so much good advice from all of you over such a weird issue. So things are a little better now. I guess not really. As I left a voicemail saying that there could be some way for us to make a compromise, something that would not be harming these beings, a proper way to care for them. It seems that now she is suddenly open to the idea of doing this after 2 whole days of not speaking to me. Reddit, you'll love her reasoning for this. She has legitimately told me that she wanted to test how far I would go for us.
Did you pass the test? Did you pass the test saying, hey, this is a ridiculous request. I love you, but I can't do this. And did you pass it? Because, like, what if it was, hey, I want an aquarium. Hey, now I want a whole ship. Hey, I want to own an ocean. And it's like,
I just can't do all of that.
Are you a people pleaser? I don't know. How did you do on the test is what I'm wondering.
I'm very curious why she would propose such a fantastical and cruel idea to see if I would simply do it. I admit for a good portion of our marriage, I have been a classic pushover, bending to her will on things I would rather not do, if it was truly up to me.
Okay.
I feel like somewhere along the way, my opinions and reasoning has lost value in her eyes and has lost value in my own eyes. This is just something that I could not allow. And I think it royally pissed her off simply because I would not do it. Basically, she would have let this happen if I would have been willing to, but she made it sound more crazy to see how far I would take it to help her live her dream. I think I have lost myself, Reddit. This feels even worse than her not speaking to me for 2 days over this whole bizarre ordeal. A lot of you have said that she's nuts. I'm starting to believe it after this crap. I'm not quite sure I should be with someone that is willing to test me over something that would cause great harm to other living things just to see if I would go through with it. I feel like I've been manipulated this whole time, like it's some sham marriage or something, so she could live a lavish dream. I don't really know what to do at this point. We sure as heck aren't going to build an aquarium. I'm leaning towards telling her to go get counseling, or us getting counseling together, or just trying to settle this in a civil manner because I do not feel like being tested again. I feel that it would surely happen again. I actually have no doubt in my mind, knowing how manipulative people continue this behavior. Thank you again, everyone, from the bottom of my heart. Maybe I'll post an update if you want in a few days. But by the way, I gotta update you guys about listening to full episodes of stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime. There is a small update, but any final thoughts?
She wanted an aquarium.
Well,
Now she's mad at you that you let her want an aquarium and tested you.
Yeah, I don't even
And-
understand quite what the test was.
It seems like you still failed it because you didn't stand up for yourself.
I don't know. I think at this point, she's testing you, and that's weird. And I don't think this relationship is working.
Yeah, I don't like it. If it was a test and she had like a legit, oh, this is what I got out of this.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm just speechless, hurt.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to an aquarium and think about it.
I'm going to the aquarium right now. But we got a small update. My wife and I have talked heavily about it since I posted this update, and she has decided to go to counseling. Okay, so they're trying to work it out. Lately, she says that she has been having growing obsessions for things. Ooh. Wait, so I'm confused. First, she said it was a test and that she didn't actually mean it, but now she seems like this is actually something that she was wanting?
What?
Lately she says that she's been having growing obsessions for things, almost this type of level, but has been bottling it up inside. She took me not agreeing with this as a personal attack against her. She has also not really felt like herself lately, and I've taken notice of that. Okay, well, if this is like totally different, then yeah, go freaking get a doctor's appointment.
Get it looked at.
Psychologist, psychiatrist, any one of those. Apparently, she has been trying to self-diagnose by reading online, which I have heard is not a good way to go about mental health. Her job is extremely stressful and taxing, and this seems to have been some type of outlet. No agreement has been reached on an alternative to the aquarium. I'm starting to doubt she even wanted this whole thing to go through to begin with. It's worrisome. I am not really sure if my wife is in her right mind at the moment because this is such extreme behavior and she's never acted like this. Yeah, if she's never acted like this, then definitely take her to a doctor. I do love her greatly though, and will support her 100% through counseling. I do feel bad about all of this in a way, like I should have noticed something was going on, but I truly did not see this coming. We both live extremely busy lives, which is not an excuse, but I feel is a contributing factor to my possible negligence. And that is the end of that story. Well, good luck. I hope that, if you're not divorcing, I hope that your wife gets help that she needs.
Carly, how long are you going to go to counseling to see how this works out? How long are you going to take?
Am I the one that wants the shark or the one that's been duped?
Duped.
Months, 6 months maybe?
6 months, you're giving it 6 months. How many
6 months to a year?
How many months of counseling would you do?
A year. Same.
A year?
I feel like the counselor would also have like a timeline of like, if it's not resolved in here, we got like a bigger problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've also got Keon's. Florida man was caught dancing on top of a police cruiser. Says he was threatened by vampires.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I like that one a lot.
I've seen a lot of crazy Florida men. Everyone in the comments, type your Florida man.
They've been doing it. There's some good ones in there.
I would give it, this sounds harsh, I'd give it 3 months because I would like to see something working.
Yeah, sure. That's fair.
But now I feel bad because you guys are saying 6 months, a year.
I just feel like, some people are saying brain tumor. I think there's a lot of reasons and stuff. But I also understand like wanting to see some like reasoning or change or, like
some progression.
I think I gave so much because I was expecting that there would be progress. Like,
yes,
pretty
Okay.
quickly.
that's what I was thinking.
Okay.
I'd be shocked.
I was
that there
saying like the
wasn't.
first hint of progress. How long would you take until you're like, I'm out? Like, like a year? Like if there's a year and no progress? Or would you do 6 months, no progress?
I don't know.
I'd do 3 months.
But that's the end of that story, folks, and the end of this episode. So if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you.
And
See you tomorrow.